Hi, my name is Nina. I'm a certified trainer through the accredited agency, the International Sports Sciences Association, and this is my client.
Yeah, I'm John. I'm a high school senior at Granite Hills High School, and I play inside linebacker for my school's football team.
And we're going to show you a workout session. The way I train John, who's a football player, is different than the way I train myself or for someone else. So if I've got someone else who's just looking to lean out, or if I'm looking to train someone who's bulking up, I'm going to train each of those people differently. I train them based on their goals, and the difference is not only just the exercises, but the sets and the reps. So since John is in football, his main concern is football. So I need to train him for his sport. So one of the main things for football is power. So he needs to be able to get wherever he needs to go very quickly. He needs to have immense power and speed, and he needs agility. So those are the things that we work on, and we don't want to do anything where it's gonna hurt him, because then that's counterproductive. It's not to get him huge, but it's to get him as much muscle and strength as he can get before he's out in the field. So the exercises that I've chosen for John are the ones that will transfer onto the field. For instance, I'm not going to have him do any overhead presses because that's not something that he does on the field, so that doesn't really make sense. So we always want to start with a warm-up, and the reason why is you don't want to start cold. That's going to lead to injury. So you've got to start up slow and then work up to it. So his program is different because we break his programming into sections. So for instance, when he's getting close to competition, we are moving from maximum strength into power. So we're at July right now, so that's our focus, and we're narrowing it down. So we're going to start with a warm-up. He's going to do an agility move called karaoke. Go ahead and show us how it's done, John.
Walk and side lunge.
Another great warm-up. Nothing too intense at the beginning. So he's going to start with, now that he's all warmed up, he's going to work on the deadlift. And the deadlift is a great exercise. It's a very powerful, explosive exercise. It translates very well onto the field. It uses those fast twitch muscle fibers, which are very needed for his sport. So go ahead and show him how to use the deadlift. You notice his back is nice and flat. He's got his core engaged, and he's doing it not too slow. It's with control. And you'll also notice that I've got these risers on the floor, so he's not pulling directly from the floor, so he's not going too low. And this is so that way it's elevated. Why don't you go ahead and show them a couple more? So he's showing a form. So he's hinging from the hips, slow and controlled, and powerful on the way up. Before I have anyone do bench press, I either have them warm up with just the barbell, or push-ups is a great way to warm up. So remember where our chest is, it's not here, it's here. You don't want the elbows flared out, they should be down. So what I have people do is put their hands out like this and go to their toes, and then you drop down. All right, John's gonna show you. Go ahead, John, show us those perfect push-ups. All the way up, don't do partials. There you go. And speed it up. Let's go with power. Nice. Go ahead and show them a variation with one foot up. Okay. So he's down with control, up with power. Okay. John is going to do a close grip bench press, and there's a couple reasons for that. One is that it protects the shoulders. If you go too wide, it puts too much pressure on the shoulders. The other reason, the close grip bench press mimics the pressing motion when engaging a blocker. going down with control, up with power. His feet are on the floor, his head's back down, his glutes are engaged, slight arch in the back. Don't forget to breathe, John. Exhale on the way up. Awesome. John is doing step ups. Go ahead and show the correct form, John. He's got his entire foot on the step. He's using his quads to step up. He's used his core is nice and tight. If I punched him right now, he wouldn't fall over, right?
No, I hope not.
Yep. He's got control. He's not jumping. He's not using his toes to get up. You make it look really easy, John. He's got 30s to hop over it.
Okay, you're gonna do it.
So John is doing a real shoulder exercise that needs your rear delts right here. And he's doing, that's a Y, this is a T, and this is a W. And they call it that because that's what it looks like. All right, so John is going to do hanging leg raises. That engages the lower abdominals. Go ahead, up, it's controlled. And he's not just slamming his legs down. Go ahead and do it more power. Fast up, control down. There you go. And he exhales on the way up, inhales down. All right, so John's gonna do a cool down. He's gonna do lateral lunges. You'll notice the glutes are back as far as he can. One leg is bent and one leg is straight. A lot of people have an issue where they tend to bend both legs. So he is making this a dynamic movement because he's moving back and forward. And you can do dynamic stretches anytime. You can do them at the beginning, middle, or the end. And you'll see now he's doing a static stretch, which he's holding that stretch, and that's really good to do at the end of a workout. All right, so go ahead and do a quad movement where you're rocking the quad back and forth, and then you do a quad stretch where you hold it. So when you move the leg back and forth, it feels safe, it doesn't seize up. And then go ahead and hold this one, and then his knees are together. The standing leg is bent, and that protects the spine. So he worked out his chest, so we want to make sure. So go ahead and put your hands behind your back, shoulders down, chest out, and then you can actually bring your arms up. Good. And if you want to go wide with your feet, go ahead and bend forward. Forward fold. Keep going, keep going. You've got flexibility. There you go. Good. Nice. And roll. Actually put your hands on your lower back and roll up. Good. Go ahead and do shoulder rolls. Because whenever you do bench, you are working those shoulders. Good. So John is going to use a dynamic movement to stretch out the hamstrings. Now when he worked the deadlift, that worked the hamstrings, which are the legs. So this is a dynamic movement. And then he's going to end with a static stretch. So you never want to bounce. Sometimes people bounce. You don't want to do that. You want to do slow and control. You want to hold a stretch for about 30 seconds. And you want to go up slowly with control and just roll back up. All right, so anytime you do abs, you got to do lower back. Balance it out. Go ahead and do go on the floor. Bird dog, do you remember that one?
I think so.
Opposing arm, opposing leg at the same time. Yeah, go ahead. Good. Uh-oh. He needs to work on his stability a little bit. Great. So you don't need to put your back foot as high, but it's good that you have the front arm actually higher, good. And this one only needs to be at 90. Great control. All right, so that was John's workout for today, July. Now his workouts change throughout the year. Sometimes, actually, at the beginning of the year, they're longer, and as we get closer to season, they're shorter. He has less time. He needs to be on the field. You want to train based on your goals. You probably can't be a huge old bodybuilder and also be a marathon runner. So figure out what those goals are. So if your goal is to gain massive strength, you need to train a specific way. Just like when I'm training an athlete, I need to train that athlete based on that particular sport. A proper workout is strategic. You start with a warm-up, you ease into the workout, and at the end you do a cool down, typically for 10 minutes. followed by stretching for about 5 minutes. Always give yourself 1 to 2 days off. And also, you can't go crazy balls to the wall every time you train. You can go hard a couple days and go easier a couple days. Otherwise, you're gonna end up overtraining and probably end up with an injury. You also want to mix up your workouts. Don't do the same thing all the time. You can do the same workout for actually 4 to 6 weeks, but then after that time period, you're gonna plateau. So you always gotta try something different, do different sets, different reps, different exercises. Proper form is crucial. So obviously, not everyone's gonna have perfect form, but practicing proper form is really important. That's where you're gonna see the gains. It doesn't matter if you're throwing around super heavy weights, because if your form's not right, then you're not engaging the muscles properly. If you want to train like an athlete, you need to be very strategic about what you're consuming. Gone are the days of Gatorade before and during and after, being on the field or practicing. Gatorade is sugar and chemicals, and that's not going to help you on the field. If you want to hydrate, you want electrolytes, go for coconut water. You don't want anything with sugar in your body that just causes inflammation. Athletes burn a lot of calories, but you can't eat whatever you want without consequences. National basketball player Rodney Strickland used to eat pizza and hot dogs before a game. And it was no wonder that in the middle of the game, he was running to the bathroom. But I tell my clients, before you do any type of exercise, you need to eat low fat and you need to eat healthy foods. So of course it makes sense that that greasy pizza with the hot dogs made his stomach upset, because that's what high fat foods do before you start doing something intense like a workout. And you don't want to have butter. Butter is high cholesterol, high fat, so stay away from butter coffee. You may think that gives you energy, but what you really need is calories. So if you're eating something that has whole foods, maybe a banana and scrambled egg whites, that's definitely a better choice. It'll give you more energy. Why? Because we don't just need calories, we need nutrients. We need an adequate amount of macronutrients, micronutrients. That's what builds our muscles, and that's what gives us energy, which will transfer onto the field. American professional basketball player Ray Allen went on a paleo diet because he thought that was healthy. But a paleo diet's actually pretty low in carbohydrates. And athletes burn a lot of energy, so they actually work better with a high carbohydrate diet, typically around 60% of the total calories. So he, after a while, when he was on this paleo diet, he started feeling very lethargic, and once he started adding in healthy carbohydrates, his energy went back up and he performed better onto the field. So when you're talking about carbohydrates, what I'm saying is carbohydrates from vegetables like zucchini and sweet potatoes, and when I'm talking about other types of carbohydrates, fruit, that's what you should be eating. Stay away from pasta and bread. Those are low nutrient, high calorie foods that are not going to help you at all. They're going to just go directly into sugar into your body, so stay away from those. Everyone needs an adequate amount of protein, not just athletes. But when you pick your proteins, make sure they're lean proteins. You want to stay away from the fatty meats. Believe it or not, the toxins reside in the fat part of the meat, so you definitely want to cut that away, and that's not going to help you. You want healthy fats, like in the form of avocados and nuts, and you don't want to go overboard with your proteins. Yes, protein builds muscle, but athletes do better on a higher carbohydrate diet. But again, remember, those carbs need to be from whole foods, from vegetables and fruits, and what you put into your body really makes a big difference about how you perform and how you feel. So it really makes a whole lot of sense to work really hard on the field and take care of your inside as well. If you want to be a professional athlete and be extremely successful, you not only have to perform amazing on the field, you need to put your work in when you're not on the field, in the gym, follow the program your coach gives you, and you need to be very careful and very strict on your diet, and put those two together and the results will speak for themselves.